Hi, everyone. Coming your way from New Orleans, American Farm Bureau Convention. Shayne Isabel is my guest. Jim Bartles here from the Inkstead, Minnesota Radio Network. And Shayne, we talked last year, and I know one of the things that we talked about last year was the doggone wolves and what's going on, because they've been a problem. Again, if you got livestock up anywhere in Minnesota and the wolf population is around, it can be an issue. Maybe a little recap on that, on what it means to the farmers, and also where are we at on getting some legislation done to help the farmers in that cause?
Yes, Jim, ongoing problem. We continue to have it. On our farm in particular, we lost 4 calves in one night to timber wolf attacks. And so it goes on, and we just get a little frustrated with there seems not to be a whole lot of progress. We've tried to work through channels, getting legislation passed. Actually, now the U.S. House passed a bill that would take them off the list. Unfortunately, they couldn't get enough support in the Senate before the year ended, and during the lame duck session was the best opportunity to get that passed. It didn't happen. Our Representative Colin Peterson led the field in the House and really lobbied hard for it. Unfortunately, it couldn't get on a standalone bill in the Senate, or they couldn't get it as part of an omnibus bill because of the pending shutdown and different discrepancies there. Basically, coming into the new session, we've got to start over again, which is going to be very difficult, especially with the makeup of the House. We're going to have trouble getting it through the House. But we remain optimistic. President Trump is talking about doing some things with the Endangered Species Act on his own. We're hopeful for that also. So I guess we just have to stay optimistic. We've been kind of a roller coaster. We've been up and down. Get our hopes up. We think legislation's going through. It doesn't. But so all we can do is kind of deal with what we have. We're definitely overpopulated in our area. Colin Peterson gave a speech on the House floor, speaking that we have double the amount of wolves in our area that are needed for coming off of that list, endangered species list. So we have the science, we have the numbers that say we should be off that list, but we're not, unfortunately, because of some court action a couple years ago at the Washington, D.C. level. So
hopefully it can get passed and move through here in the very near future. Trade is always a topic that comes up as we're looking at things that are going on with farming. The president's involved in this discussion in a lot of ways. We'll actually see him down here. He's going to make an appearance 2 years in a row. Just a little update on the perspective that you have on trade, where we're at, and what we hope to see happen.
We're optimistic about getting a better deal with China. We're very fortunate, I think, to get a revamped NAFTA. I farm 25 miles from a Canadian border. We have close relations with our neighbors to the north in Canada, and we hear a lot of positive things from the Canadian side. Some things that, there's a lot of give and take in these trade agreements that they weren't always happy with, but I think we came out good in agriculture with the NAFTA agreement. Now we just need to get this China thing going. It's kind of hit the pocketbook of the American farmer, and we understand what's going on. I mean, we're pretty optimistic that something, is going to happen. We needed something to do. We were kind of getting the short end on a lot of these trade agreements with China, and so now I think that's what we're working towards is a better agreement. But I think it's hopeful. We're hopeful that we can get it done soon.
I was listening to one of the farm programs we have on one of our stations the other day, and the moderator was asking a couple of farmers about, well, what do you hope will happen? And he had said, the moderator had said, well, we hear that something maybe could be put together that we can live with. And the comment from the farmers was, we want more than just what we can live with. Let's get it done right.
Right. Well, and I think the frustration is because the American farmer does such a good job of producing and raising crops that we rely heavy on exports. I mean, we have to export a lot of product, and so when we see glitches or hiccups in the system, we get a little worried because a lot of work's went into building these relationships over the years, and it takes time to rebuild them. So, because we are so reliant on exports as American farmers, we really need to get that done. So.
We talked about the president. He's going to be down second year in a row. Sonny Perdue, Secretary of Ag, will be here as well. Should make for an exciting final day at the convention. What other things are you taking in? A lot of workshops are going on, sessions. What kind of things do you take in when you come to a convention like this?
Well, besides New Orleans, I mean, a great place to be. A lot of us have never experienced it. But as part of the convention, we like to take in a lot of the breakout sessions. We'll go now and support some of our Minnesota people who are in our discussion meet, who are in our Excellence in Agriculture. And some of those young farmer and rancher events, we'll take them in. So looking forward to everything. We have opening session on Sunday, tomorrow, and I think everybody's looking forward to that. And of course, like you mentioned, with the Secretary of Agriculture coming here, we're very fortunate at the American Farm Bureau level to have a close relationship with the Secretary of Agriculture and with Zippy Duvall and Sonny Perdue. So very fortunate to get him here again. Again, looking forward to the president. Very fortunate to have him again too. But I think overall, just all the events, getting together, meeting new people, meeting old friends, new friends. It's just a great event for Farm Bureau.
Shayne, thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jim.
Shayne Isabel from Badger, Minnesota, up in the northern area. We're here from New Orleans, American Farm Bureau National Convention. Jim Bartles here for Inkstead, Minnesota Radio Network.